No idea is too whimsical or too big or too crazy for a show like this, where imagination rules the day. Noah's imagination is boundless.
They push it to the limit and beyond on this show, and what's so cool is that they let us do it.
Noah puts us in a visual space every single scene. Executing his originality is the hard part, but somehow we always do it.
I've always been a nut for monsters since I was a little kid, and I saw on my calendar I have monster concept meeting with Noah and with Howard Berger, who's like a legend.
Hey, you.
Noah springs on us that not only are we gonna have these cool time eater monster things, but we're also gonna have a giant sow that smoke comes out of its teats, and that's how the hippies get their drugs. I'm looking around a little, and Howard, old vet, he's like, cool. It's just like, I'm gonna roll with this too.
I always say Noah's a man of very few words, but those words are very meaningful. He doesn't want to tell you exactly what he wants, and it took me a while to kind of get it. This season was easy. Like, he could say, 400-pound, giant, enormous pig. I'm like, I know what you want. The biggest piece we built was this giant, enormous 20-foot pig.
So it's a giant wallow teats, and you just can't, whoa, when you see it.
All the hair is punched in, so it has all this hair all over it, and it's really kind of weird and creepy. It's all sweaty looking and moving around. Lou, who's our VFX supervisor, is gonna take care of the rest.
Noah made the decision to do CG for the head and tail of it, but we wanted the practical piece in the middle that the people interact with, because that's important. They'll be leaning in on it and touching it and everything.
These people are kind of like breathing in the hallucinogenic smoke. It's crazy stuff.
So you try as hard as you can to make it look like something that could actually be there, as crazy as that sounds for a show like this.
We have these new characters, the Time Eaters. VFX came up with this idea with the goggles that they wear to put physical digital screens inside their goggles so that their eyes are moving and blinking.
I made these little circuits that have LED screens that fit into the goggles.
Go.
So those eyes are practical, essentially, but they're based on little microcircuitry that we put together and stuck inside those goggles.
It didn't have to become a digital effect. It was a digital effect, but done practical.
The way we approach visual effects on the show is you don't want to make it look like a visual effect. You try to take a hybrid approach to try to blend it and make it sit in there as part of the show. The Time Eaters and the way they move around, their domain, they're a little more fluid, but out in our world, they stutter around through time.
Well, how do they move and how do we achieve that? Whoa! How do we make it scary? Luckily on Legion we have access to a lot of tools using things that you wouldn't expect.
And these designs are so cool, and the team did such a great job with them that you don't want it to be spoiled by having it look like a guy in a suit. So we're sort of blending frames together, blending different takes together so they look like they pop around, turning them into sort of more of a blurry, smokier aspect. Time Eaters jumping around all over the place. They tend to age things around them. Apples rot near them. Boxes get rusty and collapse around them. Time travel's fun like that. You can really play a lot with it.
With visual effects, we can create anything that we want, and we find a way to kind of make a flip book action sequence to try to innovate with the story.
We tend to try to take more of an approach of stage magic rather than screen magic on this show, which I really like. It's a playground for a guy like me.